The great dragon had just spread its wings to soar into the sky, when suddenly its speed decreased and it began falling toward the ground. The tranquilizer's effects were taking hold. The dragon gradually lost its ability to move. The boy hurried to its side, whispering words of comfort. Neither of them understood the villain's true intentions. The unconscious dragon was tied onto a transport truck and taken to the lumber mill. Workers abandoned their tasks to gather around this legendary creature. The logging boss saw this as an opportunity for fame and financial gain. The awakening dragon struggled against its restraints, as others raised their guns to shoot. Fortunately, the girl's family arrived just in time. They decided to help the boy rescue the dragon. Soon the police arrived at the scene. Time was running out. The two ran into the warehouse via the conveyor belt. First they locked the doors, then untied the ropes binding the dragon. Finally, the dragon regained its freedom. Those outside noticed something was wrong and began breaking down the door. When they finally broke through, the dragon was nowhere to be found. They assumed it must have escaped through the skylight, and ran outside to search. But the dragon hadn't left. It had simply turned invisible. Just as the boy stood helpless, the girl's grandfather arrived. He loaded everyone into his truck, and crashed right through the gates. The crowd stood stunned for a long moment, before giving chase. Now they raced toward the forest, the only safe place for the dragon. But the loggers pursued relentlessly, determined to recapture the beast. The dragon turned and saw the chasing cars, its fury erupting. It leaped onto a bridge, opened its jaws and unleashed scorching flames. The sturdy bridge surface cracked under the intense heat. The boy rushed to stop it, but it was too late. The bridge began collapsing. The girl's parents were about to fall. Even the logging boss's attempt to help failed. At the critical moment, the dragon intervened, catching their car just in time. But the iron bridge could no longer hold and began crumbling. Several people fell from the collapsing structure. The crowd watched in horror. Fortunately, the dragon spread its wings and soared, carrying the girl's parents on its back, and safely returned them to the ground. The boy ran to embrace the dragon in joy, but to protect it from further harm, he climbed onto its back and flew toward the forest. Dragon and boy flew together, as in their days of relying on each other. Yet when they reached the dragon's lair, they found it utterly destroyed by humans. The dragon could turn invisible, but the boy couldn't. To protect it, he had no choice but to leave. The boy threw himself into the dragon's embrace, sharing one final hug. The dragon delivered the boy to the girl's home, then flew into the sky, disappearing into the clouds. From that day on, no one ever saw the legendary dragon again, except the boy, the only one who knew its truth.